Hello and welcome back to Digress. I'm Jenks alongside Coco and Danbo, and today Danbo is holding the wheel. Go ahead, buddy.
Yo, what's up? So my name is Danbo. Y'all met me last time, and yeah, I was choosing the topic for this week's episode. And a lot of my TikTok or my content in general covers like animated movies. That's what I'm mostly known for. So I think for this week, I want to kind of talk about that a little bit and see if we can get some fun discussions going on. So the first question I have for y'all is tell me your favorite animated movie. This can be Disney, DreamWorks, can be anime, can be anything that's not live action, can be for your childhood, anything you want. And with that, I'm going to need to hear underrated, overrated animated movie and tell me why. So
both animated, right?
Has to be animated. Yep, for both. We're gonna go. I'm gonna start with Coco. So
shoot,
put you on the spot right there.
All right, we're gonna start off with like one of my favorite, I guess, animated movies from when I was a kid that I still have fond memories, and I based my personality a lot on it. It was either between The Incredibles or Shrek. Like I think, like for me, like I had like The Incredibles book. Like I remember going to the theater and watching The Incredibles. I remember wanting to watch The Incredibles again. And I really, really wanted to be Dash growing up. Like I thought Dash was like the coolest character.
He has the best speed shown in all movies. I stand by that. The best scene.
Dude, Dash is like for me, like he was that guy. He was him, right? So I don't know. Like I not only that, but I think at that age I was really starting to comprehend like storytelling and like, like pacing of movies and what really the plot was about. And I think not only like obviously that I like superheroes growing up and stuff like that, but I think like the fact of having like a movie about a family that is a superhero family, and then they have all their hurdles that they have to go through and their issues, and then at the end of the movie they're like like they're all like closer than they were ever before. I just think it like stuck out a lot to me. Not to mention like it literally just looked like they had powers like from the X-Men, like it's like the Fantastic Four but somehow like made into a family. And then you had like Frozone, like that was just so super cool. Like he wasn't even a part of like the family, but he was a part of like the dynamic of like how they worked and stuff like that. So I thought that was really cool. And also Shrek. Shrek was monumental growing up for me.
Would you say that Shrek was life?
No, I don't know, man. Like I grew up, my family loved Shrek. My family loved Shrek, and this is like a funny fact. I grew up in a Colombian household, so I'm Hispanic, and I never watched Shrek in English until I was 19.
Really?
So I never knew that Shrek had a Scottish accent or anything like that because I was so used to like watching the movie in Spanish. No. So like the first time I ever heard his voice, I was like, why does he have such a thick accent? Like every other voice sounded normal except for him. I was so confused why he sounded so different. And then I just realized that like I grew up watching it like in Spanish my entire life, so I never like I guess wondered. I always thought the English voice was going to be just something flat and normal, but I don't know, man. Shrek for me was like monumental with the storytelling once again, and I think a lot of comedic things came from like inside jokes. Like I think that's when I started developing inside jokes, and like
I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder.
I went in the morning, we're having pancakes.
We making waffles.
Like we're making waffles. Yeah, that was it. So like inside jokes really started from that movie. And I think like a lot of kids in my school were just quoting that movie for so long that it was just kind of like impossible to avoid not liking Shrek in that time. And I think it was like one of the best animated movies from the early 2000s. I don't know, maybe missing the mark here, but an underrated movie. Like, how do you guys feel about The Incredibles?
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Did you like The Incredibles 2?
No, I actually thought The Incredibles 2 is not that good, and I feel like
it's just so like under like they just knew it was gonna make a bunch of money, so they knew they didn't have to put much effort into it. Like,
I swear y'all like talking about movies that I just watched. I watched Incredibles 2 last night.
Really? For the first time?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just Incredibles 2?
Yeah, the sequel.
Incredibles 2 doesn't even hold. I wouldn't even watch Incredibles 2. Like I would just like the continuity for me just stops at 1. Like that's just it for me because it's just I don't know. Like the villain is really bad and it not anything bad about like it focusing on Elastigirl, but like it just like
it's the same plot though. It's the
Yeah,
exact
see,
same plot from the first one. They just swapped like
Just
Elastigirl and
watch.
Mr.
Yeah,
Incredible.
it's the
yeah,
same
the
but
thing.
like
same exact plot.
after the first movie, you would expect like the entire family was gonna take part into like
Right.
the story,
Yeah, that's
but
what they ended with.
they just split the entire story again, and I'm just like, oh, like dude, that it's like very
It's the
disappointing.
same thing. Like, oh, the kids go save the parents, and like some from the bad guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's the exact same plot, and it just felt like they're like catering towards nostalgia and like knowing that they'll make a bunch of money, which they did. Incredibles 2 is like one of Pixar's highest like box office
Yeah.
movies of all time.
remember
Watching
when
it
that movie
yesterday
came-
though. Watching it yesterday, I never realized that the bad guy is voiced by the guy that voices Better Call Saul. Never knew that.
Oh, really?
Wait, the one of the wait, which one? The
sequel.
mining
Not
guy?
Buddy though.
No, the guy that's like
Not
the he's like
Oh, like
the
the brother
company
of the
owner or whatever.
yeah, the brother of the hacker or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's how forgettable it is, but yeah.
I just remember like the movie before I went in and had like a warning of like flashing lights, and it was like, if you have epilepsy, like do
Yep.
not go into this movie.
I
And I'm
remember
like,
that.
what are they talking about? Like, it cannot be that bad. And then when they start fighting and it's like like all the lights go, and I'm like, oh shoot, like I get what you mean now. This is
People
going
like got
crazy.
like sent to the hospital because of that movie.
yeah, like yeah, that's what like the articles were saying. I'm like, I can't, it cannot be.
It's like the Pokemon. Have you guys heard of that one Pokemon episode that like aired in Japan and like it sent like a bunch of kids to the hospital and it was like forever
Really?
banned. Yeah,
Oh
because
my
of the same
gosh.
thing. It was a bunch of lights. It was like the first season. It was I forgot what Pokemon it was, but like yeah, it sent a bunch of kids in Japan to the hospital.
That's insane. But like I'm not surprised though, because like at that age, like your brain is so like not molded. Like, you know, it's not like fully developed to the point where like that stuff could literally cause you to have epilepsy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I guess for underrated movies, like I guess animated movies that are like really, really underrated, I have two as well. I think Luca for me is like one that a lot of people don't speak about enough, and they don't give it the credit that it deserves.
I'm with you.
One of my favorite movies, like as like a teenager growing up, because that came like way later, like when I was in college, and people don't really talk about that movie and don't give it its credit. Like the animation is great, like the story is great. Not only that, but like it feels fresh. It feels like a fresh story, and I know that's kind of like a cliche to say because like fresh out of water, fish fresh out of water, but it really is a fish out of water. Like it stands out from like being super different from all these other movies and stuff like that. And I feel like people hate it way too much. Like it shouldn't be hated as what's that?
You're still talking about Luca?
Oh no, yeah. I feel like that's one of them. And then
Yeah.
a movie that like that's underrated.
No, I agree. People don't talk about. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like top 5, top 10 Pixar, but it's not. It is like good. Like I would say, like within like their modern movies, it's like one of the better ones for sure.
Yeah, I agree. And I think like the casting like did such a great job like with those voices. Like who was the guy that did the voice for like Luca? Like I think that kid is still like a thing.
I actually just made a video about it. He's in a movie that's coming up in a big movie.
Really?
Yeah. I learned Jacob Tremblay. He
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
that
yeah,
kid.
yeah.
What movie?
Is he the kid from
He was he was in
Good
Wonder.
Boys?
He was in Wonder, right?
Yeah, he was in Wonder. Yeah, and he's in.
Have you
He's in
guys
a
seen
DreamWorks
Good
movie
Boys?
coming out this movie.
Mhm.
No.
Oh, Good Boys is like it's like the super bad of like kids. It's
Really?
like 3 kids, but they're like, you know, like it's super funny. I think that's where I know him from.
Luca
Anyways,
has a
and then
really
he-
unique Pixar art style. Like
I hate
compared
that.
to the other movie, it's super unique and super good. Like it looks really good, and like people don't credit it enough.
wait,
I hate
speaking
to
of
be
that
I
little
hate to be
kid.
that guy. I haven't seen Luca.
Crazy.
Oh, you got it, bro.
Really
You got it.
good.
Luca's really, really, really good. Speaking of that guy, Dan, that guy's Flounder. He does the
He is
voice of
Flounder?
Flounder.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
live action? Yeah.
The new Little Mermaid movie. Yeah, that's why his voice was like when I was watching the movie, it was like, am I watching Luca or something like that? It's crazy. And a movie that's overrated. I think I was gonna say either Toy Story 3, but I'll give it a pass. I think Zootopia is very overrated.
Really? I
Yeah,
disagree.
I think
I think that's one of
Zootopia's
That's a really good movie.
Oh wait, no, sorry, Frozen,
The original or the second one?
the original one.
I think I could agree with you if you're
I
saying
gave it a
that
try, and then I was like, okay, I see how it's good, but I don't see how it's like.
I can agree with that. Like it's a good movie. Like it is. I wouldn't even say like it's a really good movie, but it is crazy that like Frozen is like Disney's #1 moneymaker.
Yeah,
Like, it
but
is
why do you think?
huge. I don't know why.
It's 'cause
Yeah, I
it's-
agree because it really doesn't do anything that different compared to like Encanto or like
I think
other
all
monsters.
these movies too, like you got to think about like animated movies like will succeed like if they are good, but if you put
Yeah.
them out in a specific time, like they are more keen to succeed. Like I think when Frozen came out, I think it came out like if they come out during the summer, like they're guaranteed to be like bangers. Like yeah, it came out in November, like it came out November 27th. That's like officially Christmas. Like Christmas is
Which-
officially starting after Black Friday. And so, getting into the spirit and like Frozen and stuff like that, I think it really caught up to that. And it's like also like a sing along. I think it's like it's like a sing along movie type of thing for kids. So
I think what also worked for Disney more than others is that like a huge part of their marketing is their music, generally their music. Because like when Encanto came out and we don't talk about Bruno, that was huge, right? And if people would watch the movie just because they're like, oh, I want to hear that song. Everyone's talking about this song, If it didn't have that song, same with Frozen. If Frozen didn't have Let It Go, it wouldn't have made as much money as it did. It wouldn't have been as successful as it did. But when with a really good song, it's really catchy and it splits up, almost like Minions, where it becomes a meme almost. Like people just will watch the movie in the movie theater and they'll make more.
Bro, but Minions like doesn't try to be funny. I think they're just funny. Like my mom will go to those movies and laugh. Like, and she doesn't
really.
She'll read the subtitles and like it's just her seeing them being Minions is like.
Yeah.
Like Minions will never be overrated or underrated. Like Minions will just be the perfect movie to watch.
That is an interesting
those
case.
Those are my
though.
takes.
That's an interesting case with like the fact, like correlating the music in Disney movies to how successful the movie is.
It is. It's
I
true,
never really thought about that, but that's very true.
Take out Let It Go, it would still be good. It would still make money. I don't think it would flop, but it would not have been the number one. Like, I don't know if it's #1, but I think it's definitely up there.
I would say it's probably
it might be #1 Disney. It might.
Yeah.
Frozen might have made the most Disney movie money out of all Disney movies, but I would argue that it's because of Let It Go.
That is crazy. I never thought about that.
Do you think that Disney, on that topic before we move on to Jenks, do you think on that topic of note, Disney songs have gotten worse over time? Not worse, but like, do you think they've lost a little bit of their magic, to say so?
I don't think so. I honestly really liked Encanto. That's one of my favorite.
I know Encanto, dude.
That was my choice. It's underrated.
This is not biased, but like, of course, like I'm gonna love Encanto. Like it's based off Colombia and like
dude, come on,
dude. It was like for me, watching that movie, it was just like such a joy, just to like see like culture being represented there, like straight up Colombian.
I'm going to Colombia. I'm going to Medellin, Colombia.
Oh, dude, yes,
March.
You gotta hit me up on that.
In less than 2 months, I'm locked in. I'm watching.
You gotta hit me up.
I have the playlist downloaded, and
But the reason I say that is because movies like Wish, I've heard so much like things about like how
there's just no catchy music.
Was just it was like I went to go see a comparison and it was just like the lyrics were in there, like it wasn't anything that you would like want to get in your car right after the movie and like find the soundtrack.
It's like too early to say that modern Disney is falling off with their music because like Encanto came out like only like 2 years ago, and that had a really good music. Same with Moana. Moana has like really good music, and that was like
Frozen 2 was I just found Frozen 2 is the highest for Disney.
That's true.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But everybody agrees unanimously that
right below it is Frozen, like the original.
Crazy. So it's like, that's wild. Both, they're making up for because they know it's such a moneymaker.
Incredibles 2 is like third place, which is weird because the movie wasn't as good.
Well, because they built it up for however many years.
They arguably had a better, in terms of money making, it was probably better for them, or more like smarter for them to wait like 15 years to release it rather than right away. It caused people more excitement,
Well, and you at that point
Disney
have
Plus show, bro.
And then at that point, you have that like the kids that watched it as a kid are grown up and have their own money.
They might take their kids. They might take their kids.
And they have their own money. So like,
and they have their own money.
The entire meme when the movie got announced. It's like me as a 20-year-old pushing little kids off. See the Incredibles 2. It's like because that was like my thing growing up, so no one's gonna take that away from me. Type of thing.
I remember sitting in that movie theater because I watched Incredibles 2 like night it came out, and like I remember sitting in the movie theater like an hour. Yeah, exactly. But an hour in, I was like, damn, like this shit's ass. Like I was just like, it's just so disappointing.
Do y'all know what the next Pixar or Disney movie is?
So it's actually this is the first year that we don't know the next Disney animated film forever. Like we don't
Isn't it
know.
called like Elio or something like
That's
that?
Pixar.
That's next
Pixar.
year. Oh,
But Inside Out
Pixar is
too.
owned by Disney, so
Yeah,
Oh
but I'm
yeah,
talking about
Inside
Disney
Out
Animation.
too. And
Disney
then,
Animation Studios, they have no upcoming film for this year,
Oh,
which is crazy.
hmm Oh, okay.
that's crazy.
But yeah, Pixar's Inside Out too, and then after that, Lio.
All right. Is it my turn now?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, favorite animated movie? Gosh.
Yeah. Or least favorite.
I have a couple just because of like what I used to watch all the time as kids or when I was a kid. Incredibles is one of them. I mean, we've already went into that though. I loved Cars. Cars was phenomenal.
Which one? The first one?
The first one, yeah.
You like the second one or the third one? Fell off.
Yeah, they're all right. They don't hit like the first one.
People like it sucks though because Cars 1 is genuinely a really good movie, but like it kind of like its reputation kind of got dwindled just because of the second
one.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I love the first one though. It's
It
like
is really
one of
good.
those. It's one of those.
I don't
core
have
memories.
You know what's
Don't
crazy
have-
though? Cars
So
1.
weird.
Cars 1 has the same exact plot of Thor 1. It's like the
I've seen
exact
it.
same
Yeah,
plot.
yeah.
I need to
That's
go
so funny.
rewatch those movies because I cannot like for the life of me I cannot remember like I cannot remember like the plot, what happens, like the character. I cannot. Like my nephew was very obsessed with Cars, and that's all he watched. And I think that's like what pushed me away from watching Cars. It's because the only movie he ever wanted to watch after he watched a movie was Cars. So I'm like, dude, like I don't want to watch.
It was a
movie
hit
anymore.
for kids. It was such a
No,
hit.
I know, I
Especially
know,
with
I
McQueen.
know.
mean, it's such a hit.
Dude,
Yeah.
Lightning McQueen became like a part of history. Like I
Yeah.
don't think like but like
Cars 1 is just Thor though.
It is. It literally
No,
is.
crazy.
Just
Dan,
Yeah, I-
explain
like
the
that-
plot. Dan, explain the plot.
now I
to
gotta
Coco.
go watch that.
Yeah,
That's
like-
gonna be like my watch tonight.
It's like crazy, really cocky, high class guy who's really good at everything. Loses his power and ends up in this middle of nowhere place in the middle of the plains where he has to like volunteer and then like learn that like you have to care about others and not to be so selfish and that your own glory isn't like the best thing. It's the same thing for both movies.
Falls
The
in love.
exact same.
Falls in love with
Falls
a
in love
girl.
with this little old, the small town girl.
Hey, people in the comments be like, it ain't that deep, bro.
It is that deep. It's Cars.
It ain't that deep, dog. It's Cars.
We need to get Hutch Buckets on the show to talk about
Yeah.
Cars.
I sent him. You know, so funny. I sent him. You know that video that went viral of his where it was like Cars 1 racing, and then like Cars 2.
Racing.
I saw a picture on Twitter and it was like villain of Cars 1, cocky asshole. Villain of Cars 2, mass car murderer who wants to steal the world and destroy all cars. Murders, traps Lightning McQueen and tries to destroy them and slam them in between. Cars 3 beats Lightning McQueen in a race. Cars 3 villain. It's so funny.
I love that.
Oh, it's good.
Wait, that was like your most like your favorite, right? Like, what's the an underrated or
Well,
overrated?
I have a couple more favorites. Hold on. And
Yeah,
then
you're
I
good.
don't know if you guys remember this movie, but for some reason this is ingrained in my mind.
I
Did you
don't.
guys ever watch Ant Bully?
Yeah, that's the first DreamWorks movie, right?
Is that true?
Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah. Or no, I'm thinking of Ants. No, I'm not. I'm thinking
You're
of
thinking
Ants.
of Ants.
I have seen Ant Bully.
Ant Bully is with the kid that voices Aang.
Really?
The main
I did not know
character
that.
is the same guy that voices Aang in the Avatar.
Bro,
Love that
something
movie.
about and movies back in the day scared me. I don't know if it's because the
Bro,
way they
every
were
movie
designed.
It is
scares you,
low-key
Coco.
scary. No, Ant Bully is low-key scary because like you're a child hanging out with these like what Ant-Man.
They're like
But,
shaped weird.
Coco
Like
gets
Bugs
scared
Life?
by every movie he's ever watched.
No. When I was a kid, it was very weird. Like shapes scared me. Like we'll get into that later. But yeah,
Wait, no, we're not gonna get into that later. We're gonna get into that now.
shape like a triangle.
no. So like I used to like remember guys I told you like I got scared for Iron Man, Hulk, and stuff like that, and it
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
because. So like one time when I was a kid, like I had a Spider-Man poster, and it was like Spider-Man fighting Doc Ock from like Spider-Man 2. And I just had the worst nightmares. And then I had just had the worst nightmare about that poster. It was on my wall as a kid, and then like the door opened, and I just saw like a shadow, and the shadow was walking closer to me and closer, and I was yelling and screaming, and the shadow wouldn't stop, and he was just walking closer and closer until the point that he got so close to me that I realized it was my dad. But like by that time, bro, I was like gone. I was so gone. And like I promised myself, I took that poster the next day. And like I think when I was a kid, I used to get scared by like things that looked very weird. Super hot take. Polar Express might be the scariest animated movie to ever be.
Hey, that animation
invented.
is freaky. That animation is
Oh
freaky.
my
That's
gosh,
so
bro.
funny.
It's weird. Like that kid, like it's like a trio, right? Like the main guy, the
Yeah.
girl, and then the other guy with the glasses. That guy looks horrific.
You know what kind
I
of
don't know
greatness
what is
is?
it about the. And they're making a second one too, bro. And if they make
I
the
saw that.
animation the same way, like I will not be watching it.
Coco's gonna have
But
more
yeah, go ahead.
nightmares of his dad.
I do, bro. It's like just like a shade, like a shadow, just walking towards me, not stopping. Crazy.
No, but so Ant Bully is probably also an underrated one. Maybe
Yeah. Have you rewatched it though? Because it might be.
I haven't rewatched it
Yeah.
recently.
Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't watch like one of my favorite movies from my childhood because I don't want it to be like, oh, this is like shit.
You know what is underrated though? Is Shark Tale.
Really?
Shark Tale is
Will Smith.
underrated?
It's underrated. People
It's
don't
kinda
like
hated.
that
A lot of
movie.
people hate it. A lot of
People
people
think
hate it.
it's awful.
I thought it was
Yeah.
hilarious, but I thought I could see why it was like trying to be Nemo. Like,
Yeah.
It
a lot
it
of
was like
was.
Nemo's competition. Like it
Yeah.
was like Nemo's competition, and it was like a cool fish trying to be like all swagger and getting all the
Well,
girls
You
and
can't
stuff
tell
like
me
that.
the two Jamaican jellyfish weren't the funniest thing ever. Though.
But like the thing that felt like it was copying it was like the shark with a big grin.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
like
Oh
and-
yeah.
yeah. I was like, oh, this is like a copy of Nemo.
Bro
'cause,
thought he
like,
was
it's essentially-
Bruce.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it wasn't Ant Bully that scared me. It was Ants with a Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one
Dreamworks-
Danbo
that's
was talking
the
about.
Dreamworks movie. Yeah.
Dog,
No,
that
that-
was-
I like Ant Bully more than Ants. Well, Ants was
Yeah.
Ants with DreamWorks' answer to Bugs Life.
Mhm.
Oh,
that
really?
Was, yeah, like they made Ants because they wanted to compete with Bugs Life.
That's crazy.
No,
Overhated? No, I guess I just did
underrated.
that.
Or underrated, whatever you think.
Let me think of an overrated one. Hold on. What's overrated? Here it is.
Yeah.
Overrated animated movie, Wall-E. Absolutely.
Really? Why?
Because
I would've
listen,
been-
okay, I am a child, and
Crazy.
that movie was for children, and I got
What?
bored. No, it was okay.
You're saying like it's supposed to be for children.
it's
and
for
it didn't feel-
children, and it wasn't. I got so
I got it.
bored watching that movie when I was a kid. I never wanted
That's
to.
fair.
People were always
it
like,
has like
"Oh,
a
I
deeper
love Wall-E."
meaning.
I know it did, but I'm not searching for deeper meanings and
Yeah,
existential
you just
truths
wanna watch,
when
like,
I'm 8 years old.
Robots fight each other or whatever. Like you're not trying to watch this like really prolific like message about global warming and like
No,
It's
I
like-
want to see a family of superheroes kick a guy
Yeah.
Walk
that's a
outside, you
mole.
start picking up trash. You walk out of the movie theater as an 8-year-old. You just start picking up trash from the floor.
I'm an 8-year-old. I'm just sitting there going, "Racing, Lightning McQueen, go, ka-chow."
That's I feel like yeah, like to a certain degree,
Okay.
like
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
don't really have
I
fun.
never
like,
understood when people were like, "Wall-E's the best Pixar movie." Liar.
It is really like a good movie and like as a film, you know.
Mhm.
But like I
Wall-E
do
was-
get what you're saying. Like it is really like not for children. like
Wall-E was like the first woke character of like Pixar. It's like
Whoa,
like,
go, hot take.
or woke.
We should
Wait, did you say an
calling
underrated?
you. We should start calling you Woko.
Woko, yeah. That's, I get like that sometimes when I think I understand the meaning of a movie deeper than other people. I'm like, I understand it. You don't.
All right, Dan, but what else you got for us, man?
Wait, Dan hasn't even said his.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
come
go for it.
on.
bro, trying to skip me.
No.
No. So I think my best, and I mean this is not my favorite, but I do think like I would argue it's the best like animated, most well done animated movie of all time because kind of what you just said about Wall-E, where like it's so geared towards adults and can't capture that children audience. I think this movie is the best movie in both capturing the adults and the children. And that movie is Ratatouille because that movie is so good. You watch it, so it's such a different experience when you're a kid versus you're an adult, and both experiences are just as good at each other. Like seriously, like that is like I would argue like I mean it's also like kind of special to me because kind of like how I told you guys last week how like I started on TikTok by accident with that one like random Teen Titans Go video.
Teen Titans
But
Go video.
But the first video that really got me into movie talk, which is kind of like this is like a really like basic entrance to movie talk. So many creators get into this like this. But I made like a Easter eggs in Ratatouille video. And that video got like, it was like one of my first ever videos. And that one got like 5 million views and was like, it was like the video that kind of put me into like movie talk, you know?
Mhm.
So I think for me, like that movie is like really special for me for that. And then underrated. Oh, and then another favorite of mine, which is like personally favorite, is El Dorado. El Dorado is so much fun.
El Dorado.
I don't know
I
if you
haven't
guys.
seen it.
It's a good one. Yeah.
Neither of
I
you?
mean, I no
Wow.
El Dorado. El Dorado.
Okay.
Like they used to show that movie
good.
at a like church camp and stuff like that. Like
Really?
yeah, it had like a message about. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, it's like a western.
didn't
It's
know-
like it's genuinely like it's very it's to be an animated movie. I think it's like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's like pretty good. Like you
There's
said.
a lot of adult
It's,
jokes in it, but,
what's up?
but there's a lot of adult jokes in it. But for the longest
Yeah.
time, I didn't know that it was DreamWorks for the longest time, just because it was 2D. But that was like a semi-recent discovery of mine. And then underrated, I think, that is also overhated, is Monsters University. I swear that movie is so entertaining. I've talked to this before in other podcasts, but like I've made several videos on Monsters University, and like this is the one movie where when I go to Disney Plus, pull it up to like grab clips or whatever, I always end up just watching it. Like I always end up just like, I'm serious. Like this only happens with Monsters University. And I've gone in podcasts with like other people, and they told me like, dude, same thing happened to me. Where like I'll like just get there, I'll like find the clip that I need, record it, do the clips and whatever, and then for some reason I just like sit there and I just watch the entire thing. That's happened. It's so consistent in doing that, just because the whole movie is such a fun ride. Like I genuinely think it's better than the original Monsters Inc. And I don't think it gets. I'm serious, dude. I love Monsters Inc. too. I do. But Monsters
crazy.
University was just insanely fun, dude.
It took me a while to like Monsters Inc. just because of the fact that I was so like already.
You're defending it?
I'm not defending like Monsters Inc., but I'm saying like the second one when Monsters University came out, like since it was a complete different concept, like it wasn't like
It's
when
so
movies
different,
take like it's like when movies take a different route, like you understand that they're monsters, but like when you take them out of their element that you first met them in and you put them into a new element, it's really hard to like wrap your head around
still
something
works.
new. Yeah,
But it still works. Like, as a prequel movie, like it really is. Like obviously they didn't plan it when they first made Monsters Inc. They obviously didn't. But like there's like it's a really good prequel movie because like everything is consistent. It does explain like a lot of random things. Like it is a very good prequel movie.
I haven't seen it in a while, but
Dude, watch it.
I
So
think
much
when
fun.
it came out is the only time I ever watched it. But what I remember from that is that the ending was like really unrewarding.
What? You don't like I love the ending because like when there's a scene when Mike literally gets stuck in the human world and like he screams he screams at the girl and they like laugh at him because they're not scared of him. I seriously remember watching that and be like, wow, this did not go. This was so unexpected. And like the thought of like Mike was stuck, like, you know, as a teenager, he was stuck in the human world with no way out. He also at the same time, like, you know, his entire like life just fell apart because he was not scary. I was like, holy, that was such a good ending in my opinion. I was like, crazy.
Isn't there like a competition at the end or whatever?
That's not the end. That's like the middle. That's like the second
And
act.
they lose, right? Yeah.
They won because Sully cheated. He like rigged.
Yeah.
He rigged the like screen machine to make Mike look really like, you know, scary.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's
Alright.
Macappa?
Maybe I need to watch it again. Maybe I need to watch it again.
You should, man. I'm telling you, every time I just sit there and watch the whole thing, especially if you're in college, man, because like, so good, dude. Cool. We can move to the next segment, and this one kind of works because, especially with you, Jenks, because we're getting the live action Avatar: Last Airbender soon. Like what, 2 weeks from now?
26 days, baby.
26 days. So I kind of want to talk about, and this has been like a huge thing within the movie industry recently. We're getting a lot of live action remakes, like a lot. And it's like really questioning of like, do we even need it? Because like,
yes,
I'm in the opinion of like, do we though? Because I'm in the opinion like a lot of live action remakes work live action, but like I'll be honest, I would have preferred a remake of Avatar that was animated. You know, it was like brand new modern animated that would look really good. I think that could have looked. I mean, I'm happy the live action looks really good. Don't get me wrong. But I think I would have loved a like animated remake as well.
Hold on? I want to make a comment on that. So I was just
Yeah.
talking to my girlfriend the other day, and we were talking about how
Mhm.
they turn a lot of like books and stuff and other stuff
To live action,
into
yeah.
live action stuff.
Percy Jackson.
When I would Percy Jackson was the example we gave. I would rather see an animated series for Percy
Animated.
Jackson.
Yep. People are saying that because like Percy Jackson, like I haven't read the books, but like people are saying like book 4 it gets so crazy and they like, genuinely don't know how they're going to do it in live action.
Yeah.
And it's also like even if they do, like it's going to take so much budget when it's like I would rather like people. Like, I'd rather just have it animated, look really good.
I think the thing when movies go into live action compared to like animated, because like I think the best example I can use of this is there was like an era where there was only post-apocalyptic movies that were being made about books, and what I mean is Hunger Games, Maze Runner, Fault in Our Stars,
Divergent.
Paper Towns, Divergent. Like I can literally go on and on and on, and it was like movies literally based off books. And I remember reading an article as to like why these movies were now going to animation, and it's because if you make them in live action, there is a bigger chance of a much more mature audience going to see an actual human playing a character and delivering emotions and delivering lines and really going through a character development and struggles than watching a 2D animated person doing it. You know what I mean? Like
That's true.
you're gonna bring not only the young fans that read the book and know what they're gonna be seeing, but you're gonna be calling in new viewers to like this is like the Hollywood blockbuster that you need to be watching, yada yada yada. So like Last Airbender, completely would have seen it as a cool like 3D animated like movie. I would have loved that, but I think they really are calling for like a new generation.
I also think like
Yeah.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, but like a new generation of like people to go. Like only a few couple animated movies can do what Spider-Verse did, because Spider-Man is like a completely they're separate like phenomenon from like
I do think
Avatar.
like no, I get what you're saying, and I agree. I mean like it is sad, but like 2D animated movies, like they're no longer like a theatrical release, right? Like Disney only makes 3D movies.
Even
They'll make
SpongeBob
some.
is going full 3D.
Yeah, which is like kind of dumb. But I think what's nice about Spider-Verse and like obviously like so many movies are adopting that style, like what Mutant Mayhem, Puss in Boots, Last Wish. They're all really successful movies.
Yeah,
and like some people are like, oh my gosh, like there's too many Spider-Verse styles, but I'm like, why is that a bad
thing?
That's
why is that a bad thing? There's like gajillion live action remakes. There's a gajillion 3D animated movies.
Why is that so
what's so bad
dude?
of just having what's so bad about just having like Spider-Verse style and art styles in movies? Like there's just a bunch of them. Like I'm not complaining, it's good for a reason.
I have dreams that like some of like other characters could get that treatment and it could be so good.
Imagine Hercules, dude. Imagine if the Hercules remake that they're making in live action. Imagine if Hercules was in Spider-Verse style, dude. That would be so good. But instead they're just making it live action.
Bless my soul, Herc is on a roll.
Sorry, exactly. And they haven't even done a musical with the Spider-Verse style yet. That's hasn't been done yet.
Think about how good that would be.
A what?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
A musical?
Like a musical. Was it Spider-Verse style? They haven't done that yet.
Oh, that's crazy. I don't think I'm ready for that. Like I think Danny Phantom is getting like a live action thing.
It is.
Like, I don't see how that's working. The same way when like Fairly Odd Parents was animated with Drake Bell, I was just like
with Drake Bell, yeah, I was gonna say.
That was the weirdest movie ever.
Bro, it was so weird.
The 3D faces of Cosmo Wanda was so bad.
Yeah,
I think what did they do again? Like with like Garfield, animated like live action Garfield is so weird. Imagine like a live action Shrek.
Live action Garfield. I'm not.
No, it's funny, but like you could be like like you could have seen like how it was weird back in the day, or like could you imagine like a live action Shrek? Like it's gonna come. Like I hope I'm alive for the day that comes out.
I hope I'm not. I'm gonna be honest.
Live action Shrek.
I'm not here for that.
Really, really, really good.
Oh, what? A live action Shrek?
Yeah.
You're making the musical.
Yeah, but okay, really a musical is different than like a full-on like high budget like live action movie. Like,
it goes crazy. Are they making? Am I wrong that am I misremembering things? But aren't they making a live action Invincible?
Yeah.
Movie.
Yes.
Well, it was planned. It was planned before the show came out. And then they had to completely rewrite it after the show came out because they were like, dang, the show did it so well.
I'm fine with that happening, bro, because after The Boys and movies like Sin City and all these like really like kick-ass, like they can do a really good job with Invincible if they just literally take The Boys and just like crave it in their own way and form. Like
they're gonna change.
I'm someone who hasn't seen The Boys.
They're gonna change up
like,
the original story of Invincible.
Oh, they are. It's gonna be adapted.
Yeah.
They can't do everything they do in the series. Like it would be.
I think it would really work as a movie. I mean, you really just need like the first act introduction, second act of like Invincible learning
I
his
think
powers,
literally
saying
just
stuff.
have it end the same way the first season ended.
And then I was about to say that, yeah, and then have the movie end the same way the series ended with. We all know what happened, but yeah.
Dude, that's so cool. Like that's like a thing I really want to see. Like this is exactly what I'm talking to you guys. Like
It's crazy. Invincible like modern. Like it's not like a.
I know, but yeah, it's modern, but it's still like such a good story that like if you really get a good cast of people, like I know for like Omni-Man, I would like John Bernthal to be like Omni-Man
Oh,
because
that'd
I
be
just
really
think
good.
he's such a good like
Oh wow, I never
play.
thought
Like
about
I'm doing
that.
like my fan casting is John Bernthal for Omni-Man. I
Wow.
can't
I see
really
that.
like tell who I would like as Mark. Like Stephen Young wants to do Mark, but I don't think he
wants
fits
to.
like
He's
the
too old.
young.
He's
too
supposed to
old.
be a high schooler. Yeah.
What's that one?
I've
guy
I love
seen
he's-
Steven-
I've seen
love
two
Steven,
I've seen
yeah.
two good ones for Mark. The first one was the guy that plays the person that could gender swap in Gen V, the guy version.
Oh yeah, I saw that fan cast. That's
That's
so
a good
that's
one.
so
Who's the guy?
good.
And then the
Who is
other
he?
one is the guy that plays Beast in the Titan show. That's also a good one.
Oh my god,
I don't remember what his name is though.
bro!
Eric,
That guy. Never mind, bro. That's the guy right there,
Yeah.
bro. He was in Super Ninjas, and then he's Beast in Titans, and he looks like the part.
Let me look
What's
up his
name again?
I'm going to look right now.
Wait, hold on.
Derek
His
Liu.
name-
He's the guy from Gen V. He's
Okay,
perfect.
so that's the guy from Gen
He
V.
looks exactly
I
like-
think the
yeah, he
guy
looks
from
exactly
Titans
like-
is better. Ryan Potter.
Really? What's his name? I don't
Ryan
know.
Potter.
I've never
Ryan
seen him.
Potter.
Is
Ryan
perfect.
Potter would be a really good Mark Grayson. He
Oh,
has
he
the
does.
looks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dog,
He looks exactly
literally-
like him. Yeah.
I know. It was between him and Nico Hiraga. Go look up Nico Hiraga.
Okay.
He also gives me like Mark vibes, but now that you mentioned Ryan Potter, he has like even
I
like
think
the
Ryan Potter fits
like the
well better, yeah.
definition in his face is crazy, bro.
How
Oh, he
old
was
is he?
Nico, yeah.
He's 28.
wait,
He looks so young.
he played a hero in Big Hero 6. I didn't know.
Oh,
Oh,
did he?
did he?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's crazy.
I have a going the other way with stuff that I think should be animated. Think about a Spider-Verse style movie for Daredevil.
Bro,
I think
that'd be
that-
so good.
That would
You
be
could do really interesting stuff with like the background, like make it all red.
that
at
would be
that
so
point.
because some of the Daredevil comics are so pretty, and you could do that
Yeah.
like for like an animated
Like when he
movie.
like hears, like when he explains how he hears the sounds and like in the waves, like I feel like that could be like a
Yeah.
really cool
like
animated
switching to like
wave show.
his POV shots in animated style. Oh, that could be done
Yeah,
so well.
yeah. I feel like I think Marvel are trying to do that with What If, but I don't know if that like
I don't like the
I don't know.
animation of what
I don't
ifs.
like the animation style of What If, and I think
It's
the story is
alright,
really
yeah.
good, but I don't digest it. Like it gives me Polar Express vibes. I'm sorry, I'm going back to that,
Yeah.
but it just like it's very
Bro is
weirdly
traumatized
animated,
from
bro.
Polar Express.
It's fair.
I just,
I
like-
wish it just went flat, like flat 2D, like at the minimum, like
Yeah,
that's better than their current style. I just don't like it.
yeah. I like the
Yeah, I
stories.
don't
The
know.
stories are cool.
I need to. I
Yeah,
haven't
the
seen
stories are
it yet.
cool. I think it's just the visuals that stop me from really like
Yeah.
engaging.
Are you guys excited for Spider-Man? What's it called? Freshman year.
Freshman year. Then
Ah,
again, let me
when-
see the
when I
animation
see it,
first,
yeah.
and I'll tell you.
When I
Yeah,
see it.
like
I do like
it's
that. It's
hard.
like from the like screenshots we saw, like Doc Ock's like character is like he has like that like the classic green suit or like from the comics, which is like,
Yeah, they have, like,
you can't see that in live action. That will never work in live
the
action.
Norman Osborn fade.
Yeah.
yeah.
Imagine
like,
if
that's
Norman
another
Osborn
thing,
got
like-
a low taper fade.
That's another thing too. Like, you gotta wait and see how they look first before judging them. I was watching actually a YouTube video about like back in the early like 90s when they were trying to like make all these Marvel movies live action, and then they failed and failed. Like they tried Captain America, it failed. They tried Spider-Man. Like the first live action Spider-Man was like, bro, it was really bad. It was like Dookie. Like
Really.
and the
Yeah.
fact that we were able to surpass that and actually make like a good live action Spider-Man nowadays is it's pretty incredible considering like the how limited we were back in the
Yeah,
day.
it's
As
kinda
well as
crazy.
like,
Kind of crazy that
Yeah.
they couldn't get better from the 2002 movies. Kind of crazy they couldn't get a better movie.
it's right time, right place. Did you guys ever hear about the original script for James Cameron's Spider-Man with what's
With
it called?
Leo DiCaprio.
Leo DiCaprio as
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire.
It's crazy.
Dude,
'cause they're,
Peter
best
Parker.
friends, too.
I read the script. It's insane. Like they curse. Like he he like gets down with Mary. Like it's weird, bro. It's like really weird. And he
Oh.
plays like this cocky, weird New York. You guys should watch the video, but it's actually pretty insane that that movie never happened. And then once again, it's like I kind of want to know how that would have been. But
That would have
Was
looked
you know.
crazy.
Was it like supposed to like be like Toby, like was Toby's Spider-Man replaced with
No,
that?
no.
No, this was
No,
like supposed to be his
completely
take
new
on
movie.
Spider-Man, but he wanted to make Spider-Man like as real as Dark Knight as possible, like as realistic as it could be. Like if you're a New Yorker and you get powers and you're surrounded by people that curse at you on the street when you cross the road, like how would Spider-Man react? Like he would curse back at them type of thing. Like that's the
Yeah.
type of Spider-Man movie he wanted to make.
You know what? I think is such a missed opportunity for DC, which I guess we're so new to it that they could do it, and they should do it. They should make their answer to Spider-Verse should be Batman Beyond. Like if they made a Batman Beyond movie, that would be so good, dude. They haven't even done anything with Batman Beyond either, and that's such a loved like iteration of the character.
That was like a cancel thing. You know, they had a plan to have Michael Keaton be an old Batman and then school Batman Beyond. Like, and that was gonna intro Batman Beyond, and he was gonna take over Batman in the DC universe, but it was scrapped.
Yeah, it was gonna be like straight off of the Flash movie, right?
Yep, it was gonna be like straight off this Flash movie. He was gonna go school a kid and make him into the Beyond version of Batman, but I guess that's never happening either. But I would much rather like imagine Batman Beyond done in Spider-Verse style.
That's what I'm saying. He's so
One,
good. So good.
like in the neo like futuristic world with all that, like that would go so
it's
hard.
such a good idea where like I'd almost put money that they're gonna do it within the next like
Spider-Man 2099 does deserve a solo movie.
I think they have like an R-rated Spider-Man movie planned.
Are they making
animated.
a Spider-Man Noir movie? Is that still happening?
Yeah, that's still happening.
Spider-Man
that's
Lotus?
gonna be a series. Whoa, chill.
You said an R-rated Spider-Man movie, a Spider-Man Lotus.
Did you guys watch that movie?
I watched the clip.
Yeah, it was horrible.
It's not good. Yeah, it's like
It was so bad, bro.
yeah.
Like there was so much silence. It didn't make sense, and then it ends like a cutscene from a video game. Like it's actually like slapped to my
like
face.
honestly,
but
like this, the special effects and stuff, and like the swinging from the trailer, I was like, this has like kind of a little bit of potential. Watched it. They showed you every cool scene in the trailer. That's
yeah, dog.
That's
There's
it.
nothing else. It's just silence after that, like silence and cutscenes, and really, it's like a depressive Spider-Man. Like you don't come out of that movie like with anything.
Yeah.
Let's move on from that. I don't want to talk about that movie.
Yeah, no, we're done. No, but no, they were gonna make an R-rated. Well, they're planning on making an R-rated Spider-Man movie. I think it's gonna be animated. It'll probably be.
I think it's Spider-Man Noir. I think that's supposed to be
No,
a
this is
Spider-Man
a different
Noir movie.
thing.
It's on the
Spider-Man Noir is gonna be live action.
Right.
It's gonna be live action. It's gonna be a show
on Amazon
like
Prime.
series.
Right?
Yeah.
Prime Video. Yeah.
This is a different thing. This is a movie.
Is the entire show just going to be like black and white?
I hope so.
If they don't do that,
I hope
if they don't do that, they missed.
Yeah, it sounds like
they had one job.
They don't do that. Have you guys ever seen this? I thought about this when we were talking about when I was talking about like animation adaptations. Did you guys watch Samurai Jack as a kid?
Oh my gosh, yes,
you know
of course.
You know where I'm going? Okay. Did you watch the season 4?
I think I have like memories of it. Yes.
Well, season 4, that's the one. So the original Samurai Jack ended in 3 seasons, and like they never had like an ending to it. Like it just ended.
No, but they came back after a while.
That's what I'm saying. Season 4, they came back. It was like 2021. It was when I graduated college. 2021, they released Gandhi Tariowski, the creator. He released like a season 4, and it was like rated R. Like they had blood, they had gore.
Yeah.
And it was so good. Like it was genuinely such a good sequel season. And
it reminded me of
I would say we need more of that, you know.
I need Keanu Reeves as Samurai Jack live action.
Oh, that'd be really good. That'd be really good.
Keanu Reeves can play any character that's like a warrior, ninja. I don't even know. Like it's so easy to cast Keanu Reeves in like one of these roles.
Yeah, no sense of humor. Just straight face.
Because he's straight to business, bro. He just gets straight to business. He has no room to make jokes. If you want to hear Keanu Reeves do jokes, go watch Bill and Ted's like what's that movie?
Great
Amazing
movie.
Adventure. That's the only
excellent adventure.
That's the only place that crack jokes.
Excellent adventure. Thank you very much.
Yeah. It's a really fun movie.
The Wild Stallions. I love that movie.
They did the guitar. I watched that movie way too young.
Did they have a sequel that wasn't good? I think I saw
Save the Music, Save the World, or like
is that a sequel?
Yeah,
The
Yeah,
newest
that
one,
was like the third movie.
The third
when
one,
they
yeah.
were like older and had children already.
Yeah.
it was okay.
That was fine.
It was
It's like nostalgia.
it was fun to watch as somebody who loved the original movies. So
Yeah, I love that. Billing to Face the Music. Yeah, they
Face
had
the Music.
children and everything like that. 2020, 4 years ago. Damn,
that's crazy.
it's crazy.
Dan, you got anything else
Dan,
for
hit
us?
us with the other.
Yeah. How are we doing on time?
We're
don't know
good.
okay.
We're good. Yeah.
So I just had a last kind of quick one. Was how do y'all feel about the Oscar nominees for animated?
Oh, what are the animated Oscar?
So
I
it's
know that.
Elemental, Beyond Across the Spider-Verse, Nimona,
Robot Dreams, Boy and
Robot
the Heron.
Dreams, and then what's the last one?
Boy and the Heron.
Oh, Boy and the Heron. Boy and the Heron. Yeah,
I believe Boy and the Heron will probably win.
I think so too. If it's
I feel like, the Academy would go for a movie
they
like
would
Boy and the
prefer
Heron.
over Marvel. Yeah,
Yeah.
Because like giving a win, although Into the Spider-Verse did win.
it won.
Yeah, it won Best Animated Picture. Like it won Best Animated
But
when it was
I
nominated.
feel like the Academy doesn't like sequels. Like they don't like, especially if Into the
Yeah,
Spider-Verse
true.
already won like once. I don't think like they would give it to a sequel.
That's
Just
true.
way
But then
over.
you also, I don't know. I believe like with the hype and everything that it had for like the culture and like what it brought to like cinema and like
Yeah,
how, it was like very much spoken, not so much as like how everyone went to go see it, but like the storytelling once again was really good. And
Into the Spider-Verse flopped when it first released in movie theaters. Like that first weekend, nobody went to watch it. I remember.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, so when Into the Spider-Verse first came out, like that first weekend, it like didn't do well. It like nobody came. It just wasn't like people didn't think
It came
people
out
just
at a
thought it was like a
weird
random
time.
Spider-Man movie. They had like no expectations for it, and they just didn't go. And then of course it ended up doing well, but it is the lowest ranking Spider-Man movie of all out of all in theaters. The first one is.
Did you guys see when?
And then word of mouth just went around and
Did you guys see when the next one's coming out?
Beyond
Yeah,
Probably like 2026.
2025.
it's 2026.
I think they were
Yeah,
too ambitious with like thinking they
Bro,
would release it.
ambitious is too little, bro. Like
We were
it's
supposed to get
crazy.
it this May, right? There's no way that
Yeah.
would have happened.
Yeah,
'Cause
no way.
Even when they released Across the Spider-Verse, like the actor said, there was like we haven't even recorded our lines for like the sequel. Like we have
That's
nothing. Like,
insane.
there's no way.
Yeah, it's crazy because like you go look at how many people work on one of those worlds, like animating those worlds. Like it's actually like a lot of people. Like
Yeah.
like it's like a very group of people for like very little amount of time
Wasn't
that
it
work
like
on that. But
like a lot of people work on it, but wasn't it like if one person did it, it would take them like 2 weeks for a 5-second clip or something like that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
that's why the movie is stylistically made like that because every artist that they bring to the table has a different taste, so it creates this like almost like non-unanimous like animation style that looks cool to the eye
And
because
each
it's
character
not consistent.
each character or a lot of the characters are at a different frame rate.
Yeah.
Like
That's like
they
a
move
Spider-Man
they
or
move at a
Miles.
So you gotta
different-
you gotta draw them more than others.
yeah, or less depending on who the character
Yeah,
is.
or less
That's like
depending on the
Hobie.
race.
Hobie is in like what 3 frames?
Yeah,
3
Hobie's
frames.
like
Yeah.
the least. Like he moves like every
Well, also like his like
frames or
different. Like I saw like a video. Like his guitar moves in a different frames. Like his like body is different. Like his clothes like is in different frames than his body. Like it's like insane.
yeah, that's
Watching this Robot Dreams because
I've never heard of that. I hate to be
I've
like
never heard of it, but I'm looking at it now and it's like 2D animated.
It
It's
looks like
apparently
the commercial. I don't
it's
know.
a musical, bro. It looks like something animated by like what's that move? What's that? It's like like it looks like We Bare Bears animation.
You know, it reminds me of the Mr. Bean cartoon. It's like so,
Never
it's like
seen this
flashing.
Oh shoot! I just read the description. It looks pretty sad. It's like on a New York City day, dog assembles a robot as his companion, and they become best buddies. On a Labor Day outing to Coney Island, robot's metal parts rust and he can't move.
Oh.
I could see it's like he makes a companion, and then
Yeah.
but he realizes that metal rusts over time, and
He looks like
it's gonna come to a point.
he looks like
That's
Moby
deep.
from Tim and Moby. You
Tim
guys
and
ever
Moby.
watch that? The little robot that you used to
Oh.
watch in school?
Tim and
It's a
Moby.
French movie, dog. It was a budget of 5 million, and it make. Oh, never mind. What
I was
am
gonna say, I'm like, I've never heard of Robot Dreams until like the Oscars. I'm like,
There's no dialogue, by the way.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
just
pretty
looked at
cool.
it. There's no dialogue in the
You said it
movie
was
at all.
French.
Yeah, it was French. I mean, like it was produced by like French thing, I guess.
Okay.
But even saying so, like to get a
That's crazy.
nomination for the
Yeah.
Oscar for Best Animated, because I
Not
think
even in
like
the international category.
not
Yeah.
even Mutant Mayhem would get a nomination. Like you would think at that point, like I thought it was
Yeah.
like a good movie enough to be nominated.
If I was
Not
a
only
kid, I would be in love with Mutant Mayhem.
Yep.
That's one of those
Yeah.
movies that like I would
It's
look
so
if
fun.
I was a kid, like when it came out, I'd look back on as like that was my favorite movie when I was a kid.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
The generation of like the next generation is gonna remember Mutant Mayhem like that.
Oh, dog. If like Mutant Mayhem was my first introduction into the Ninja Turtles, I think I would have been all over the place. Bro.
Oh,
Like, I
shit.
would have dyed my skin green. Like if that was like the first thing I ever saw.
Did you
That
guys
movie
grow?
That's
was
ins-
like actually funny too. Like now, like as an adult.
Oh yeah, but you know what? It's because the Gen Z jokes hit.
They
Because
do-
we
they
know the
do
Gen Z
hit.
like, it's just like all
What was
those
the
mentions.
thing they were like the bacon nuggetchi? Gonna get the
Bacon,
bacon
can I get
nuggetchi.
okay with the bev on the side, with the bev on the side, and the all the jokes were like really 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 funny. I remember this one where Ralph was like, "Oh, Drake is the goat of all time." Like, bro, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
I don't think a lot of
Yeah.
people got that, but it's like this dude's
The
just
goat
like
of all
saying,
time.
"Yeah, the goat of all time." It's like, but yeah, like movies getting snubbed. Like I don't know, like I guess we had a Wish, we had Migration, we had
Bro,
Teenage Kraken. No, I'm just saying, like all the other competitions.
there
They
wasn't
had
much.
this.
Like, I don't think. Yeah, Mutant Mayhem was the only one with maybe. But either way,
Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget.
I watched that like 2 weeks ago, and it was like it was not awesome.
No, but hold on. Are we forgetting something here?
I feel like we are, but
There's a very specific, huge movie in 2023 that I don't see on this list, and it's very obvious. That
Oh,
it's missing.
Mario?
Yes,
I'm surprised the Mario movie didn't
I
make.
just realized this. I'm like
yeah.
thinking at it. I'm like thinking
Bro,
every
that's
movie
like-
I watch it.
That made
It's
over $1 billion.
crazy.
And you're telling me it's not on that list?
Insane.
I
You
mean,
know
I don't
what?
think
It's-
I don't think it's that great of a. I mean, like it's a good film, but I don't think it's like
I could see like from the perspective of like a movie with a plot and like with a it's just
like
a
movie
movie.
plot, like message, like it's just a Mario. Like, it would not have made $1 billion.
Well, in that case, they
That's
need
true.
to add a section in the Oscars for children's movie. Because that's
true.
not
That's
fair.
That's fair. I agree.
No,
with
they have
that.
a section. They have a section. They had a section for the Golden Globes, and it was like achievement in cinema, and
No,
it was
they
like
made that
Barbie.
up. They
Barbie
made that
was,
up for Barbie. Because they realized Barbie...
He's like,
no, listen. They
new
did,
category
no, listen,
made for Barbie.
Listen, they realized Barbie wasn't going to win any of the awards. And they were like, Barbie's got to win an award. So they came up with
Yeah.
the Cinematic Box Office Achievement Award. Are you kidding me? That's like...
It was.
Crazy.
It was. Yeah.
Did Barbie
Something
surpass
like-
Mario? I don't even
No.
know. It didn't.
No.
Okay. So Barbie,
No, never.
Mario was number one. Wow.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that name implies you should just give it to whoever made the most money.
That's true. That's
But they
true. But
gave it
like,
to
yeah,
Barbie.
I guess like if I think who would win there, if it's not into this Across the Spider-Verse, I think
Boy in the Heron.
yeah, Boy in the
It's
Heron
gonna
would
be
be
Boy
like
in the
the
Heron.
safest choice. And I think because looking at it from like a plot and story wise, and
Yeah.
it has like a much more cinematic, I guess you could call, depth to it than like a
Yeah.
superhero movie.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, like if it goes to Across the Spider-Verse, I think I'd be really happy because when it did went into the Spider-Verse, I remember everyone being really, 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 really happy
Mm.
because it was like, this is what an animated movie about Spider-Man can go as far to do. But if
Yeah.
Boy and the Heron wins, I'm not gonna be mad if
I'm not even mad. I
Boy
haven't
and the
seen
Heron
it.
is like, I mean, it's just a good like film.
Did you watch it? I've heard like, excellent things. Like
Yeah.
one of the
that's
best
a comfort
movies.
movie, bro.
Yeah.
Comfort
other question.
movie.
Do you guys prefer Into or Across? Spider-Verse?
Into
Really?
Into.
Across is
I think I might prefer Across.
Across is. Should I say this in public? Across
Overrated?
Across is overrated.
Really?
Because, and the
Mm.
only reason I say that is because Across is obviously setting up the last one. The last one is
Yeah.
gonna.
It is a part one.
The
Like, it
last
was
one, yeah, that's
always
what I'm
have
saying. The
best
last one is
part one.
gonna make Across the Spider-Verse so much better. But right
Yeah.
now,
Jinx
it's
does
ju-
have a reason.
it's
I
just
think like
setting it up.
storytelling wise and like
we got an ending with Gwen though. Like Gwen's story, like she had a beginning and end to her story. Miles is
This
still
is
going.
Gwen. This
you
is
know?
Gwen's story. No, the other one was. This is
Miles.
Gwen's story. This is Miles's. Like the other.
Yeah,
one
but what I'm
was
saying is
Miles's.
like Gwen's story, like like literally the first scene across Spider-Verse is setting up Gwen's like
Mhm.
arc. And then the movie does end with her like completing her arc. Like you know, it is like it does like the two things of like, yeah, it is a part one movie that sets up Beyond, but it also does have like a beginning and complete, you know, with
Oh
the
yeah, I
character.
know, but I just think
Which is nice, which I enjoyed.
the setting up part was what a lot of people took from it. But it did have one of the hardest lines in a superhero movie of all time.
Nah,
I'm gonna do
Nah,
my
I'm
own
gonna do my
thing.
own thing. That was crazy.
I watched that movie 4 times in theaters, and it wasn't because of the hype. I think it was just because visually I was so stunned.
dude, I was speechless. Like the first scene was like the
The
drums.
first scene of
I
like
was
no,
sitting there speechless, being like,
there's a
wow.
scene that I still think about it and it gives me chills. Like from the moment I watched it, it was like when Gwen is sitting at the table having dinner and they're praying
Oh
and
yeah,
like it just
when it's like
rolls over
switching
like
seasons.
it's like 50 different
Yep.
clips of her in the same
Yep.
table with different clothes and different. I was like,
So good.
bro,
Yeah.
I was like, whew, this
That's
is
what I'm saying. Like,
crazy.
it's stuff like that. Like I mean, I love both movies. Don't get me wrong. They're both like very, very.
The
They're both
design,
very
the
good.
design of both of them are incredible.
Yeah, but like movie wise, yes, Into the Spider-Verse just has like a very I
That's
feel
fair.
like the story is like kept here, and then I feel like across the Spider-Verse it's like
Yeah, it's
it
a part
leaves
one.
like half the door open for like more in the sequel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sure, like I walked out of that movie theater super confused and like super shocked, but when you walk out of Into
Well,
the
you
Spider-Verse,
knew
you're
it was
like,
part one.
that was good.
Because Into the Spider-Verse is a full story and then it ends.
Yeah, no, it is.
That's what I'm saying.
One thing that's crazy about Across the Spider-Verse, and like I knew it was a part one, but like even then, like I remember being like an hour and 20 minutes into the movie, and I was like, we still haven't even gone into the Spider Society. Like we still haven't
Yeah.
like
Once
took
you
its
get to the
time to
Spider
get there, like,
Society,
wow.
the movie's almost done.
It is. That's what I'm saying. Like it's so like weird because I was sitting there and be like, man, like I thought the Spider Society was gonna be like the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
20
Well, I
By
think
my
that's
third
that's
watch,
that's
yeah.
what I mean is that it feels like half of a movie. It feels like I'm
Yeah.
not there yet.
Because
You
it
know
is.
what I mean?
But
I
yeah.
think
By my
part
third-
2 and part 3 together
Will be more
combined
about it.
will be better than Into the Spider-Verse.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, yeah. I feel like there has to be like a way, and I know they're gonna do this in some way or some form, that like we're gonna be able to go to the movie, watch part 1, and it's just gonna roll straight into like part 2, like right
Just
there
a-
in that
just
sitting.
like a 6-hour sitting. That'd be awesome.
Oh, they
People
probably
did
do
that-
fun like screenings like
remember-
that. That'd be fun.
Remember when people did that for like I don't remember which Marvel movie it was that came
It
out. and
was
people,
Thor. They did it with Thor. Thor 1, 2, 3,
With
4. Or
really?
Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, they did it with Guardians of the Galaxy. They did it like, and something is telling me like they did it with something else too. I can't remember what it was.
I
but there
think-
was like,
Thor. I
I think
remember
there
they
was
did it with
one
Thor.
where they did Ragnarok into Infinity War.
Is that what I'm thinking?
dog. I think I'm thinking about something like that because I remember
think it
they
was
did like
that.
an entire day marathon that was leading up to one movie. I don't remember which movie that was though.
Mhm.
But I think they should do that with Fast and Furious. Just like one
Bro.
day, like all 10
No
movies.
way.
By the time you get to X, you're like, you're like fried.
Fast and Furious 1 be like racing cars. lightning.
Go to the moon.
That's gonna be the next one. Trust.
Cool. Well, I think that's all the questions
that's,
I have.
that's it for today.
I think so. Right.
Hey, that was really good.
Yeah, that was
Those were
solid.
some spicy topics right there.
That was spicy.
I liked it. I like
Yeah.
that. I feel like we definitely need to discuss what's coming in 2024. I think that should be the next thing we should be talking about. I think there's a lot of really good movies, potentially really good movies that have come out. And I challenge you all to watch a movie from 2024 this upcoming week. I myself just watched 3 this past week. I watched Self-Reliance, which the best way to describe that is think about Mr. Beast creating a game 15 years from now where his challenge is essentially if you're not with someone, you die.
Cool.
But if you survive 30 days, you get $1 million. Pretty fun. It has what's the guy that plays Peter Parker in Into the Spider-Verse? I forget his name.
Oh,
No, Into the Spider-Verse. The
something.
yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, the Johnson guy, and then Anna Kendrick is in it
Wait.
too. So it was fun. Then I watched Night Swim. Night Swim is all right. Wouldn't really recommend. And then I watched The Underdogs with Snoop Dogg. That one's really funny.
You want
But it's just
an
like,
interview with him?
yeah, I did that. That influenced me to go watch The Underdogs. But it's a rough start so far for 2024. So there's like I said, I suggest you guys go watch that so we can bring some like topics of discussion
Yeah.
for this movie. There's The Beekeeper. I heard good things and bad things
I've
about
heard
it.
good about it, yeah.
My rec
Um,
for you guys to go watch before next week is Society of the Snow,
Oh, I actually would watch that.
2024 movie. Great.
I mean,
It's a little heavy. It's pretty heavy. But
Okay.
highly recommend.
I like
when
sad
I was-
movies. That's my favorite type.
I watched that movie. Like I started watching the movie with my wife, and I think the worst idea was to start watching it on the plane, because when it gets to the
Ooh.
crash scene, she was like, take that off. Like I cannot watch that. Right, this is not the right time to watch this. So I had to wait until like I got home. But when I watched it, it was incredible. Like it was really
I watched the whale on a plane, which was
The Whale. Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I also need to watch that.
I
don't know why I've been
it's
missing out on
heavy.
that
It's
one,
also heavy. But yeah, like I watched it in the plane and like I was like bawling and so, like the lady was like, "Hey, you
Really? The lady thought
yeah,
you were
well,
like.
I was like bawling and I was like with like full ears and like I was like in the scene. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but like the scene, I was like bawling and the lady was like, "Sir, do you want chicken or salad?" Like, I didn't even like.
Oh
notice
my
it.
gosh.
Yeah,
All right.
That's crazy.
I think
All right, yeah.
we need to let these people leave.
yeah.
All
right.
Alrighty.
So appreciate y'all joining us. If you don't follow us on TikTok and Instagram, go do that. And YouTube, if you're listening, go check
And
that out.
LinkedIn.
It's just Digress Podcast. Same logo. Check us out. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see
See
you
ya.
guys next week,
Peace, guys.
same time on Digress.